Well, let's see who's up. I am. Uh, God, I don't know how many times I ran to Abe Lincoln in the last 40 years. I've been in Washington like after the Navy, so like back in the 70s, in the mid 70s. Got an MBA, went to school here. I'm government money. That's right, got my MBA in government money. And I taught at the state university for the District of Columbia when it first opened. I taught computer science. That was when you didn't have to know computer science to teach computer science. Now you need a PhD in it. That's what's so neat about new stuff. If you're there first, you don't need credentials. After a while, you need a PhD in everything to do something. And that's what we're becoming. And that's why the COVID's going to shake everything up, shake it all up, and we're all going to have to learn new stuff. But more importantly, what I'm thinking about, I keep running in. What I wanted to do, and I hope you could help me, is send me information on new ways you've seen that people are making money that you never thought about. You know, I mean, I heard a story the other day. This woman had a retail space. I forget what she was using it for, office parties or whatever, and that business died. Okay, so she's doing nothing for months and months, and then she decided to get to the school district. And now the school district is going to use her empty space for remote classrooms. So she's making money that way. So, you know, who would have thought of that? You wouldn't. I mean, look at all the other things that happen. You now could get haircuts on Zoom. So they teach you how to give yourself a haircut. I mean, they're teaching tap dancing on the internet. Who would have thought you could do that? You know? So send me, here, go to, let's see, I guess, letsgofreeradio@gmail.com. You know, do some research if you can, because we'll share it with other people. I'll make it public, all the stuff I get from you guys. If you could go out and research and find things that are, you know, new ways that people learn how to make money now without a big income. You know, they didn't have to spend $100,000. Maybe, you know, maybe we keep it like $100 or less. You know, maybe they had to put out a few dollars or something to do something. But really, basically, very little to no income to generate a new income for yourself. I mean, we're going back to a service economy. This is what our whole society was built on. Like my grandparents came here, they all had service businesses. I mean, the guy who invented Sears Robot, he had a push cart. You know, he would go down the street saying, "Who wants a suit?" And they'd give him money, then he'd go find someone to make it, and then give it back to him, you know, and make money. And that turned into Sears Robot. See, there's ways to do things, different ways we haven't thought of yet. So we have to be inspired. You go and ask about starting a business, you're going to see all the same old shit. Oh, get a Spotify thing. Go on the internet, you know, all that stuff. So what are you unusual things? That's where the growth is. And now, because it costs very little money to start a new venture or whatever, you know, hey, just think, people hate filling out government applications. I'll do it for them. You know, you charge $50 an application or whatever. That could be a nice business. Once you do 1 or 2 applications, you can do that forever, right? So all you have to do is find customers. And so, you know, there's good ways to do that without spending money, too. And that's why it's all about uniqueness. It's all about, you know, what isn't there before. We go chasing the same thing. People are spending millions of dollars in that industry already. And so you need a PhD on it. No, you don't want to do that. You know, you don't have that kind of money. Leave that for the fat cats to play with. Find unusual things. But I want you to go and start Google searching, you know, for anything. Weird ways to make money that nobody knew about, or just new work-at-home things that people make money. Just start and see, even though you don't give it to me, you'll start getting new ideas yourself. That's what we have to have. We have to stimulate our own minds. We're always looking at the same. You go to Google and put in anything, you're just going to get the same old crap. You know? And you'll get a billion websites with that. You know, you don't want that. That's not an opportunity. An opportunity is something new. It's things that are people aren't doing. When I was selling government information, everybody thought I was nuts. This is 40 years ago. You're getting. My dad was his parents were immigrants, and he had a factory, a garment factory. He would scratch his head. Now, you're getting something for free from the government and selling it for how much? Who would have thought? And it's because I think I started this because I didn't know any better. Yeah. That's why you have to find people out there who didn't know any better, and all of a sudden, look, we have a big industry now of just picking up dog poop on people's yards. Who would have thought of something like that? That's a big business. Scoop poop or whatever. I don't even know what they call these things anymore. But that's a business. So there's, now that we're all wearing masks, we're doing, what do you call it? We have to stay at home. We're not going to school. We're not. So there's opportunities, new ways that people will pay. And we're saving more money now. Our savings rate is like double. A lot of people don't have money too, but the people that have it are saving it like, they have nowhere to spend it. So that's what can you do? And you don't know and I don't know, but if you go out and find out what weird things people are doing now, and I don't know what to Google when you do that, and I don't even want to tell you because then that limits you. You'll find nothing for that and then you'll stop. You can't do that. When you're looking for something, you have to be crazy to think of something you wouldn't have thought before. And the only way you think of something you didn't thought before is when everything else ran out. And when it runs out, then you get smarter. That's how, when my businesses were in real trouble, man, that's how creative I saw I was. I didn't know that, because I was trying to do it like everybody told me in MBA school. And I really had to unlearn all that stuff they taught me in MBA school to really become successful. I mean, they say, oh, you need money to go to the bank. Well, we all know better than that, right? Banks are for people who don't need money. And that's why there's too many ways now for you to start businesses and start generating income without having income. Service businesses, I mean, that's what's growing now, or whatever. And so you just find it. And you don't know what that is. I don't. So that's why I'm looking for your ideas. Then we could share them with other people. Give me the biggest list you can. See how good of a researcher you really are. Because you have to learn to do that. Because otherwise, if you don't learn how to use this Google stuff, because Google is important, that's where everything is, but they don't want to show you the good stuff because they don't make money off of it. Google makes money off of advertising. So the people who don't, are starting little businesses like that are doing well, not advertising. So what you do is you start searching the internet and trying to find articles that are written about them or media that cover them. And hey, that's what reporters do. So now you have to be a reporter. You have to go out there and start searching how did people make little businesses now, after COVID, that it don't cost a whole lot of money to do, maybe even nothing. That's what, all my businesses I started with absolutely nothing. First two failed, that's when I spent a lot of money. And I said, hey, this is crazy. You don't spend money. The only reason you spend money is people talk you into it. The lawyers, the accountants, everybody tells you need this. And that's bullshit. No, you just need a customer. So that's why go and find these people. Go on the internet and find these people who started stuff. But, hey, I didn't know you could make money that way. And we'll share them with people. And then if you get good at this, then you'll be able to find stuff yourself that nobody thought was out there. That's what you want to do. So help me help other people stretch their imagination. Go out there and you stretch your imagination. Try to find out how people are earning income without a lot of money, with just new ways to do this. It's sort of like post-COVID entrepreneuring or whatever. Well, it's actually during COVID. This is what's going on now. So help me, okay? Then send me your ideas. Ideally, if you have a link to a story or a website that does this. So send me a link, and it's letsgofreeradio@gmail.com, and put in the title something like, what should we do? COVID-free money. How's that? COVID-free money, okay? COVID-free money, and it's letsgofreeradio@gmail.com. Okay, and learn how to use that sucker. So this is a tool, a way to do it. Spread your name, you'll be famous that you found this thing that other people could use, and more important, that you're helping other people do that. I mean, I see that's what's happening in Let's Go Help now. Somebody came out and said, hey, you have to apply to this program by the end of the day up to $15,000 grant. Wow. So they were smart. That's why they're teaching me. That's why I want you to teach me. And I put that up right away. I did another video, if you're watching this on YouTube. The one before this was on that, because you have till the end of the day to apply for that $15,000, but it's only in Alabama. But see, more importantly, go take a look at it, because that'll show you the kinds of things that are probably where you live too. See, you have to stretch your imagination and not just think of the things you think are there. You don't know what the hell's there. I don't know what the hell's there. And that's what's so neat about everybody out there watching this now. You know stuff the rest of us don't. So go and find more of that stuff that we don't know and share it with us. And I'll share it with everybody else too, okay? It's our own crowdsourcing, right? We call it weird sourcing. As most of us that like doing this are weird, right? So let's go out and weird source. Talk to you soon. Gotta go home. Actually, I gotta babysit again.